Good evening and good evening, good evening. How y'all doing? Welcome to LA's Kitchen. Today we got an interesting meal. We're going to do some mustard fried chicken, Dijon potato salad, and some sauteed spinach. Now, with two things you noticed that mustard was involved in both. The Dijon potato salad and the mustard fried chicken. So, right here we have the seasoned flour for the mustard fried chicken. You're going to need mustard, and for the Dijon potato salad, excuse me, you're going to need Dijon mustard. I like Hellmann's mayonnaise. Parsley, little sprigs of thyme, and of course, garlic and kosher salt. Well, let's get started. So here's our yellow mustard for our Dijon fried for our mustard fried chicken. So we're going to, sorry, this is new. Hasn't been opened. Sorry, y'all. So I can just do it right out the jar. Wash my hands. You know we have to do that 20-second rule. Wash your hands. There's no need to dry it because I'm going to get right here in this chicken. You see that? And in the chicken, it was washed with lemon juice and kosher salt. I should have dried my hands. Y'all hear that? That was from my wet hands popping in that hot oil. So I'm going to rub this around. You see? There's your mustard. And right here is I still have mustard on. That's okay. I'm going to wash it off. I still have 2 reserved white onions that I'm infused in this oil when I'm frying it with the chicken to give that chicken this onion flavor. So I'm going to just cut these onions in half. And I'm going to just start it on that fried chicken. This is going to be so interesting, so good, y'all. Get this party started. Man, oh man, this is going to be banging. And I'm deep frying it because the wings are rather on the big side instead of frying it in a little frying pan. I chose to deep fry it. It's a nice size wing. And you can push these wings around that onion. Just push that onion around. And you're getting all that flavor infused from the onion. Just push it around. You can work right around it. It's not going to stop anything. Alrighty. Wash my hands. Get that gook off. And use some soap. Now, since we're doing meals with mustard, did you know that ground mustard is good for asthma and arthritis? Yep. It is. That's how it should look. Everything coated in that mustard. And what I like to do is I like to get the chicken after I clean it like a room temperature, because if you put it in that grease and the chicken is still cold, you had it in the refrigerator and you wash it in cold water, however you wash your chicken, it will freeze up that oil and slow up the process. So get the chicken a little bit room temperature, and then it wouldn't be a problem for you to start it. Yep. So when this gets halfway done, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna show you what it look like. I'm back. Look at the color of that. I'm not sure if it's from the mustard alone or the seeds and flour. Now in that flour I had paprika, Sazon, garlic, kosher salt. Those were the seasons. This is the result. That looks really pretty. It's the color that I'm going for. And I'm just putting it over here and resting it on a paper towel in a pan. And I'm going to show you how I'm going to do that potato salad. It's going to be oven roasted potatoes. That's another great recipe. As soon as I get this next batch in, we're going to start the potato salad. See how that looks so far? Here we go. So we're going to start that next batch. Yep. I'm not really a fan of frying such huge wings. I find that they take a long time to cook. Well, not really a long time, but much longer than the smaller wings. I'm a fan, if I try to find a pack of wings, I always try to look at the size of it. But sometimes if the wings are frozen, you can't really tell, because when it freezes up, it gets bigger. But today, I wasn't that lucky. When I went to the market, I actually found a big pack of wings. Community big, because I'm not really a meat lover per se. Why I have to have the biggest piece of meat or anything like that. Yeah. So after I wash my hands, we're going to start this Dijon potato salad. And I'm hoping I'm giving you guys some creative ideas. Something different. I have an amazing sweet potato salad as well that I want to share one day. That one is really good. It's almost like a dessert. Okay, I got enough in there because I don't want to overcrowd the pan. Because once you overcrowd the pan, the chicken is not going to cook right. Let me wash my hands off and I'm going to come back and we're going to start the potato salad. Now, these are just plain white potatoes. Plain white Russell potatoes. And if you know me, you know I'm going to use the skin. I never take the skin off of anything. So this is just plain, clean white potatoes. Make sure the starch is off. Diced into like little cubes. See the little pieces? So in this bowl, I'm going to go parsley, dry parsley, of course. And be generous with it. It has no flavor. It's just pretty in color. But these babies have color and taste. This is thyme. So you don't want to go crazy on the thyme because they have that woodsy, earthy type of taste. A lot of people don't like thyme, but I love it. I had a friend from St. Elizabeth, Jamaica, who had introduced me to thyme. I've never heard of it before him, and I've been using it ever since. Okay, I think I got enough of that in there. So then we're going to use some garlic. Of course, some kosher salt. Rinse my hands. And some canola oil because we're going to put it on a flat pan and let it bake. And you're going to preheat the oven at 350 degrees. And this is what it looks like. You're going to take it and mix everything around. And when this is done and the potatoes cool off some, it doesn't have to be cold like your regular potato salad or your egg potato salad. It could be room temperature. But when they cool off some, that's when the magic happens. You can get to mix that mayo and that Dijon mustard together and those red onions. We're just going to put it on a flat pan. And I don't want that dry texture. That's the reason why I add the oil. And just on some parchment paper. You can see all that parsley on there looking pretty. So we're going to come back once those potatoes are done. And we're going to make us some Dijon potato salad, y'all. We're back. So we just pulled the potatoes out of the oven. So we're going to let those cool off for a little bit. But these are your oven roasted potatoes. And this is what it looks like. I didn't want to cook it until it's like extra brown because this is going to be potato salad. So I didn't want crunchy potato salad. So this is what that mustard fried chicken looked like. What y'all think? Looks really pretty. Looks good. So we're going to get started on what we need. We're going to need to cut a red onion. We're going to dice it up really fine. Sometimes when I prepare this, I use shallots. But I don't have any, so I get the next best thing. And that's a red onion. Because I didn't want to do white onions and white potatoes. I wanted some type of color to be blended in. Y'all know me. I have a thing with putting different colors in there. Okay. I'm going to dice it up really, really fine. And we're going to mix that mayo in there with that Dijon mustard. There we go. So we're going to put that in the bowl. You know, I like to show everything. And this is how fine it looks. So once again, I'm eyeballing it. Okay. That's the mayo. That's the Dijon. Dijon mustard is really powerful in taste. It has a really rich taste. And it has a little kick to it, a little spice to it. Not too much. But I really like Dijon mustard. I'm going to put this back. Just a little bit more garlic. I know y'all think I'm garlicking y'all to get to death. But to me, you can never have enough garlic powder. A tad bit kosher salt. That's a little too much. Rinse that off. And a little Sazon, just for color. Mix that around. Once again, a little bit more of that parsley. I don't think I'm going to put no more thyme in it. That's a strong enough taste to it. And then I'm going to add my potatoes on in. So I'm going to mix around what we have so far. This is one of my favorites. It's a little different touch than the egg, relish, potato salad. Eggs, relish, onions, celery, or celery seeds. My mom always used the seeds. I don't really care for celery seeds. Yep. Okay. I didn't want much of that mustard. Didn't want much of the meal. Just enough for taste. I'll put it around there so you can see what it looks like. Alright. Excuse me for all the noise. Wait till I plate it up. It's going to be so good. Next, last but not least, is the sauteed spinach. And that's the last of the meal. You have to do everything with a green. You have to eat greens with everything. You have to make sure you eat your vegetables. You have to make sure we keep our immune system high, eat plenty of fruits. But we darn sure have to eat those vegetables as well. And if you're not good with eating them, then juice them. Drink them. But make sure you're getting it in. I'm going to come back with you with the whole meal once the spinach is ready. Hey y'all, I'm back. So I'm sauteing that spinach. You're probably wondering, like, why she have so much in the pan? Well, the reason is because it's going to cook down to nothing. Y'all already know how it goes with spinach. It's going to cook down to nothing. This time I didn't put oil in the pan, I put butter. Give it a good taste, give it that good nutty flavor. Oh. I just saw the craziest thing. I saw how they are virtually doing American Idol. Who would have ever thought that we would get to the time like this where everybody will be singing from home? We are truly living in a different time. But until they find a vaccine, we have to stay home. We have to stay home. You see how quickly this is cooking down? Cooking down to nothing. This is the one thing about spinach. Let me just add some more while it's not fully cooked. And I'm not going to add any more seasoning to it. You just cook the rest of it. Spinach don't last in my house. We use it in omelets, we use it in stews, or we just use it like we are now, just cooking it as a side for dinner. It doesn't last. Just put that to the side. Now, if you know anything about me, you know 95% of my meals, I'm using the onions. But onions are not just good for you as far as like what it does for you inside your body as far as blood pressure and everything else. But it also can be used for a stimulant for hair growth. If you're having issues with a part of your hair or maybe like a little part of like traction alopecia maybe. It said that if you juice onion, the juice from an onion, you can put it where your problematic part is in your scalp, and your hair will start coming back slowly but surely. I also know that onions is good for getting bacteria out of your home. If you sit onions all around your counters, it will suck in that bacteria that you have in the area of your home. But I'm not using onions like that because I figured out another way. If you get bay leaf oil, oregano oil, tea tree oil, and a little bit of lavender, and put it in a boil pot, that steam that lifts up will get rid of bacteria in your home the same way an onion will. I'm cooking my onions. I'm not using it for that. But I think it's awesome that onions can do that. Alright, y'all. Spinach is almost done. And then my family will be ready to eat. You would have thought all that spinach I had would have made a big old pot. Not. It cooks down, baby. The shrinkage is real when it comes to spinach. Look at that. Because it's water. That's all. So we're about to plate this up so they can eat. Be right back. Here we go, y'all. So that's that mustard fried chicken, that Dijon potato salad with mayo and Dijon mustard, and sauteed spinach. We about to dig in, y'all. Had to pray. Had to bless my food. This is really good. I guess what makes it so good. Sorry. Mom always told me not to talk with food in my mouth. But I guess what makes it so good is that these potatoes was roasted in the oven and they're full of flavor. You got the thyme and you got the parsley and the garlic and the salt. And just roasted in that oven. I already know about this spinach. And time for the grand finale, this mustard fried chicken. I don't mean to be rude, but I gotta finish this up, y'all. This is too good to keep talking. This is LA's Kitchen. Thanks for tuning in, y'all. Be blessed.